check out these Oreo bars. I have always loved Oreo balls, and it just occurred to me that I could make them a bit better. Does anyone else love those Reese's eggs? That ratio of filling to chocolate is my favorite. These remind me of those. The filling is so easy. In this video I make 10 2 to 3 inch long Oreo bars. I will be making way more next time. I blended 15 crushed Oreos with 4 ounces of slightly softened cream cheese. You can kind of see here the texture that your filling should be. On a non-stick pan, I flattened the filling to be 1/2 of an inch thick, and just so it looked a little bit nicer, I tried to flatten all the edges so it was more like a candy bar shape. Any of the filling that wasn't very even or shaped nicely, I did separately. I wanted some of them to have some vanilla frosting, so while I prepared that, the Oreo filling was freezing for about 20 minutes, which the frosting only took a minute because I already had some, so I didn't have to make any. But you could do a simple frosting recipe as well. I used a disposable piping bag and cut a tiny hole in the tip. You could also use a Ziploc bag or carefully spread it on with a butter knife, and I just did a small layer of the frosting on some of them. Freeze that for about 10 minutes and get your chocolate melted. Keep those in the freezer until ready to dip. I used about 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil and 1 cup of chocolate chips. Keep that on low heat so the chocolate doesn't burn. Stir frequently. I start the next step when the chocolate is almost completely melted. I use toothpicks as a skewer, but there's other options for that if you don't have toothpicks. I used a cup that was about the same depth as the Oreo bars to dip in. Dip that in and cover all sides in the chocolate. Shake most of the chocolate off back into what you dipped it in. If you work at a good pace, you won't have to rewarm your chocolate. You could also try this with white chocolate instead. It's very helpful if you have a nonstick pan, parchment paper, or a silicone mat like I used. At this point, the chocolate should harden pretty quickly, even at room temperature, because the filling was already frozen. I still popped them in the freezer for about 5 minutes just to be sure they hardened, and the chocolate still melts if you hold it for too long. I used a semi-sweet chocolate chip. Make sure you keep these in your refrigerator, and the filling will still stay nice and soft. Thank you for watching, and I hope you love these